Hello, you beautiful people. I'm back again talking about 10 darned movies. I can't stop talking about movies. I've probably said that a million times, but I'll say it a million more if I have to until I get it through your heads to stop watching these videos, stop supporting my addiction to movies and talking about movies. But hey, in times of COVID or Rini, what in the hell else am I supposed to do with my life? And but what's funny is that I of these like 10 movie lists that I've been doing recently, this is one where I actually haven't seen these movies recently, so I probably will get some facts about these wrong. However, on here there's only one movie that I had to look up on IMDb to go like, okay, who directed that? And just before I forget, let's scroll up here on the list so that I can I want to at least like pay these directors, a bit of respect for making movies that have stuck with me over the years. So let's jump right into it. These are 10 perfect 21st century movies. The reason why I was inspired to do this list was because I was on Facebook today. I'm always scrolling through Facebook, see what news pops up, what silly memes my friends are posting, all this nonsense. And I came across this list. I'm always happy to come across lists that involves articles that involve movies and whatnot. And I came across this one for the 25 best movies of the 21st century so far, obviously, because I think the 21st century is all the way up to 2100, year 2100, that is. So we got a long way to go before we're at the end of it. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up, and make a video about it was because I always get inspired by lists like these. I always find they're fascinating, because you'll hear so many different people tell you, ask somebody what their favorite 10 movies are from the 21st century. And, you'll get like tons of different answers. A lot of them will rinse and repeat. For instance, a lot of people will say whatever's most popular, like Lord of the Rings, either one of the three movies. They'll say something like Inception or The Dark Knight, superhero movie in general, blah, blah, blah. And, a lot of those I would agree with. And so, yeah, like, I'm going on a tangent here. I almost forgot what the hell I was talking about there, as I tend to do quite a bit, actually. It's always painful rewatching these videos. I always find it tough to rewatch these videos. So I really feel pity for you sitting there in your chair or just standing up. Like, I should be standing up all the time. Maybe fix my back a little bit, rather than just sitting down all day, becoming a vegetable, just doing nothing but chomping on popcorn, filling my face up with popcorn, popcorn and candy bars and Coca-Cola constantly. Thankfully, I don't do that. I like my water. I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I bought these little bottles of water. Like it's like the mini-me version of water bottles. But hey, gets the job done. Drink water, people. You want some water, Audrey? No, she's sniffing. You don't ever put your nose that close to my coffee, girl. I wonder why that is. What, you're not a fan of coffee? You're not a fan of coffee? Oh, I didn't see you there. Hey, girl. Alright, so what are we talking about here? Oh yeah, we're on this article. I think the article actually that I was looking on Facebook over was like their most recent one, because they had just 10 movies listed on their most recent one, but I decided to click on this one because it had 25 movies plus a bunch of honorable mentions. And you know me, I love I love dragging out videos for as long as possible. So let's check out some of their honorable mentions first, and then I'll quickly run down some of the movies in their 25 that I really enjoy and that I agree with, that probably would have been on my list here had they not mentioned it. And if I do notice some overlay even in these honorable mentions, then I will replace, said movie with something else entirely. So they got some great honorable mentions. I'm starting at the bottom here, working my way up. They got Arrival from 2016. Fantastic movie. I love that movie. Brilliant sci-fi movie directed by Denis Villeneuve. Oh, wow. Already off to a great start. Denis Villeneuve, like he's got some sort of French name. I always forget how to pronounce it. Moonlight, directed by Barry Jenkins from 2016. That's a fantastic movie. Fantastic. What we got here? Mad Max Fury Road 2015, George Miller movie, absolutely perfect movie, perfect action movie. The Revenant from 2015 as well by Alejandro Inarritu, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Fantastic movie, finally got Leo as Oscar. They have Boyhood on here. I thought Boyhood was trash, actually, so I disagree with Boyhood. I think that movie's so overrated. One of the most overrated movies I've ever seen, quite frankly. That movie's, I think, like 3.5 hours long, and it's got one of the worst actors ever, and the whole gimmick is just, oh, you get to watch him grow up on screen. So, he's still a terrible actor. I'd rather watch a better actor in this sort of movie. At least it has Ethan Hawke and Patricia... what's her name? Patricia Arquette is her name? I forget the actress's name. I think it's Patricia Arquette, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong about that. Because it's been since 2014 since I've watched that movie, though I probably did watch it in 2015 when it was on video or whatever. Enemy, another 2013 movie directed by Denis Villeneuve. That movie definitely, Enemy, definitely with Jake Gyllenhaal would have definitely been on my list of 10 movies here tonight, but it's in their honorable mentions, so I decided, I'm not going to go for it. And a lot of these movies I haven't seen, by the way, so I'm skipping the ones that I haven't seen. Inside Llewyn Davis, 2013, Joel and Ethan Coen movie. Yeah, that's absolutely a perfect movie. I think that's a masterpiece. I don't think it would have made it on a list of 10, but if I had like 20 or 30, it definitely would have listed on there somewhere. But yeah, it's definitely a fantastic movie. What else have I seen here? The Master, 2012, P.T. Anderson movie. I mean, what can you say? Paul Thomas Anderson. I mean, most of his movies are perfect. The Master is one of them. Philip Seymour Hoffman's performance in that, and especially Joaquin Phoenix. Like, if Joaquin Phoenix was to win an Oscar, in my opinion, he should have won it for The Master instead of Joker. As great as his performance truly is in Joker, I think he's so much better in The Master, along with Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams. The whole cast in that movie is great, and it's perfect cinematography. There's scenes where like he's taking like pictures of people, and the cinematography in certain scenes make it feel like it was from that era. It's amazing. It's an amazing movie. I can't praise The Master enough. And if it may have been on a list of 10 for me, like, because I do think it's one of PTA's best movies, but I don't think it's his best movie for sure. I think his best movie, in my opinion, might be like Hard 8, or maybe There Will Be Blood. I don't know. I'm more a fan of Hard 8. Like, I'm just a big fan of that actor. Darn, I can't. Philip Baker Hall. Yeah, Philip Baker Hall. Like that's his like only real leading role where he's like top billed in that movie, and I just love him. And Gwyneth Paltrow's in it as well, and John C. Reilly. So yeah, Hard 8 is a great movie. I'd highly recommend that. But it's not a 21st century movie, so I couldn't put it on my list. The Hurt Locker, 2009, Catherine Bigelow. That was a great movie actually. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but you know, and it had a lot of controversy around it, as basically every bloody war movie in existence has had controversy surrounding it. It seems like. But yeah, the Hurt Locker. I mean, what can I say? I found it to be a very entertaining movie, very edge of your seat, thrilling. I mean, Catherine Bigelow has always been great at directing action. My favorite movie of hers is definitely Near Dark, having just seen it recently. That movie stays in my mind for Bill Paxton's performance. All the actors in that movie do a great job. Near Dark, highly recommend that movie as well. I think I talked about it on a previous list here. But let's keep it going, because we're not even out of the honorable mentions yet. Let the Right One In, 2008, directed by Thomas Alfredson. Absolutely. Another great vampire movie, speaking of Near Dark. Inland Empire, I mean, David Lynch film. I love David Lynch just as much as the next person. I think he's a master. He's definitely an artist. But Inland Empire is definitely one of the most preposterously pretentious movies I've ever seen. I appreciate it. I respect it. I think it's like at the brim and bursting with mystery. Like, it's a very challenging movie to wrap your brain around. I still don't even know what the hell it's about. So it'd definitely be one of those movies I'd like to revisit sometime in the near future. And probably my mind would change on it entirely. I mean, who knows? But at this point in time, I think it's one of his weaker films. I think Dune is obviously his weakest film for sure, but Inland Empire is like is ever so slightly above Dune. I think Doom has some charm to it, as ridiculous as it is. I actually don't mind Dune all that much, but Inland Empire is a real challenge in my opinion. Real challenge. So what else have I seen on here? Old Boy, 2003, Park Chan-wook movie. Yeah, absolutely. Love that movie. I couldn't believe they remade it. I mean, what an insult to this original masterpiece. I think it's a Korean film. I can't remember for sure or not, but I think it is. I'm probably so wrong, and I sound like the most racist asshole for saying it, but I think it is, and it's just a masterpiece. And the remake was just trash. The remake was absolutely garbage. I thought it'd be good because it's directed by what's his name, Spike Lee, but that movie is just terrible, man. I can't believe they remade Old Boy in such a sloppy fashion. But hey, it had Elizabeth Olsen in it, and she's quite a bit of eye candy, so recommend it for her. What's next on here? Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, this is a perfect movie. My favorite of the Lord of the Rings series. I just absolutely love Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. I think the other two movies are masterpieces as well, Two Towers and Return of the King. But I will always stand firm, I will always stand my ground and say that Fellowship of the Ring is the better of the three. Because even Viggo Mortensen agrees. He says that Fellowship is his favorite as well. I'm paraphrasing, but he said it was his favorite because it's the one of the three movies, Lord of the Rings movies obviously, that has the least amount of CGI in it. Whereas the other ones, it's just like CGI overload, especially when you get into the Hobbit movies. And the Hobbit movies are nowhere near the quality of the Lord of the Rings ones, obviously. But they're still entertaining movies in their own right. Just not quite the masterful storytelling that Lord of the Rings is, or in particular Fellowship of the Ring, which I think it's absolutely a perfect, phenomenal movie. Just seeing its name on this list here makes me want to watch it again. Potentially Peter Jackson's best movie. Speaking of Peter Jackson, I'm gonna watch a movie soon, documentary by him. It's called They Shall Not Grow Old. I wanted to watch it for Veterans Day, but it completely, or Remembrance Day, whichever one, on the 11th of this month. But it totally slipped my mind, and But I'm gonna watch it. Maybe even tonight I might watch it. I don't know. It depends on how long I keep on rambling throughout this video. But yeah, this Fellowship of the Ring, great movie. And finally, the last movie I've seen here of their honorable mentions is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Ang Lee movie from 2000. See that? That's weird because when I looked up what constitutes for the 21st century, it said January 1st, 2001 and onwards. So if I were to include movies or a movie from 2000 on my list, it would have been Sexy Beast with Ben Kingsley, and I think that was directed by Jonathan Glazer, because I see his name on here under this movie called Birth from 2003, but I haven't seen that movie, so seeing that it's from Jonathan Glazer. I think Jonathan Glazer directed Sexy Beast with Ben Kingsley and darn, I forget the other actor's name, but he's in The Departed. Great actor. Darn, I forget what his name is though. But yeah, great honorable mention. So we're off to a great start here with this list so far. Their number one movies: In the Mood for Love from 2000, which I haven't seen. Spirited Away. I think I've seen that movie, but I'll have to check it out again because I don't remember it. Just looking at the image here, it's from 2001. I think it's a Studio Ghibli movie or whatnot. I can't remember if it is or not. I'm not sure if they say on here if it is. But it has that same sort of like fantastic art style that you'd expect from a Ghibli movie. Mulholland Drive, of course, 2001. That is absolutely, quite possibly my favorite David Lynch film. I don't know. I'd have to really ponder on that. Like Mulholland Drive is such a perfect movie. It took me a few watches to really appreciate it, but yeah, it's it's a doozy. I mean, it's one of the great mystery movies of all time. So if you're a big fan of like trying to wrap your head around what the hell is going on in plot lines, I'd recommend basically any David Lynch film is perfect for that reason. Yeah, Mulholland Drive, classic movie. Number 4 on their list is I'm Not There, which is the Bob Dylan biopic. I think, yeah, who we got here? We got Cate Blanchett. I think she like either won an Oscar or was nominated because Cate Blanchett at one point plays Bob Dylan. And I think I had seen this movie. And I don't know if I had seen this movie, because I definitely remember it. I definitely remember it switching from like a Cate Blanchett to Christian Bale to Heath Ledger. I think Christian Bale's in this movie. I don't see his name pop up right away, but I think he was in this movie. Heath Ledger, Richard Gere I'm seeing on here. Yeah, this movie was fantastic from what I remember. I think I've seen it. Maybe I only watched a part of it because I don't know, it's been so long. Obviously it's been over a decade since I must have seen it, but it stands out for me because of the cinematography and Cate Blanchett. And even looking at her image here now, it's like, oh, okay, that makes me want to watch it again because it's definitely one of the great performances. Number 5 on their list is Yi Yi from 2000. I have not seen that. Number 6 is There Will Be Blood from 2007. Of course I've seen this. This is a masterpiece. Daniel Day-Lewis gives one of the best performances ever in this film, along with Paul Dano. I think they're both equally phenomenal in this. But obviously Daniel Day-Lewis is like, if I had to pick one over the other, obviously Daniel Day-Lewis is just like, he's so great in this movie. Number 7 on their list is Poor Vern Collar from 2002. I don't know how the hell to pronounce that, but I haven't seen it either, so I don't really care. Number 8's Wendy and Lucy, 2008. Nope, haven't seen that either. Oh great, this is one of those things where I have to scroll down and then click on the next page. That's just great. Lazy Old Me is too freaking lazy to even scroll down on the bloody mouse. It's too hard, I tell you. Look at this. Look at this light. Oh, it's confusing the camera. The square's moving all over the place on it. Let's stop from the top, work our way down. Now we're on page 2. 17 on their list, Pan's Labyrinth, 2006. Absolutely excellent Guillermo del Toro movie. Fantastic movie from him. Yeah, just as simple as that. Fantastic movie. Visually beautiful, gorgeous movie. Number 16, The Royal Tenenbaums. I can't remember if I've seen this or not. It's a Wes Anderson film. My favorite of his... my favorite of Wes Anderson's, I'm looking at it here, it's either the Grand Budapest Hotel or Moonrise Kingdom. I don't know, it's one of those two for me. But yeah, either way, I think, I can't remember if I've seen Royal Tenenbaums, though. So let's scroll down now. Melancholia, 2011. Lars von Trier movie, absolutely. This movie's a, yeah, perfect movie. I would totally agree with that. Brilliant performance from Kirsten Dunst and the whole cast as well. Kiefer Sutherland's in this as well, from what I remember. 2011 movie, yeah, great stuff. Very depressing, obviously. For like, obviously you should know what you're expecting when you're walking into a Lars von Trier movie. But yeah, wonderful stuff here. Speaking of wonderful stuff, another perfect movie, Children of Men from 2006, Clive Owen starring movie. From Alfonso Cuarón, who directed the third Harry Potter movie, Prisoner of Azkaban. Really wonderful director. Yeah, this movie's got one of the best scenes in it of all time. It's this car chase, and it's like just from one camera shot. It's like, I think it goes on for like at least 5-6 minutes, and it just like rotates around the car. It goes inside the car and outside, and like spins around, and it's just it's a wild scene. How the hell they pulled it off, I still don't know. But it's, if you haven't seen Children of Men with Clive Owen from 2006, I would highly recommend it. I think it's a fantastic movie. Absolutely fantastic movie. Speaking of fantastic, we're just going from fantastic to fantastic here. We're all over the map. Number 13, The Tree of Life from 2011. Absolutely, this is probably my favorite Terrence Malick movie. More and more that's starting to become clear to me. A lot of people called this movie pretentious, but I disagree. I think just because the movie's trying to be artful and like I don't know, just because I guess the movie's trying to be artful doesn't make it pretentious. But I understand pretentious and like words like that, you know, you can sort of apply your own meaning to them. Obviously, a lot of people will see this as being pretentious. But I can't deny that I thought Brad Pitt was amazing in this. If he was to win the Oscar for any movie, because he won it for that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie, I think he should have won it for this movie. Because he's so great here. In Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he's great in that as well, but he's still playing Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? Like, in this movie, he transforms. He's like this, like, hard, tough as nails dad who's like whipping his kid around, trying to like fight him and toughen it up his kid and whatnot. And it's a really gruff, gritty performance from him. It's really great. And Tree of Life, absolutely fantastic movie, fantastic. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004, absolutely magnificent movie. Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, probably Jim Carrey's best movie, best performance. Personally, though, I think my favorite of his will always be The Truman Show. That movie will always be near and dear to my heart. But this is probably Charlie Kaufman's best screenplay. It's directed by Michael Gondry, who is a fantastic director. I really love him. And this movie's magnificent movie. Next on their list is No Country for Old Men, 2007. Again, like, I'm repeating myself here. Fantastic movie, brilliant masterpiece. This probably would have landed on my list too. Yeah, just absolutely brilliant. The three lead performances here, from Tommy Lee Jones to Javier Bardem, to Josh Brolin. Everybody's so fantastic in this movie. Woody Harrelson popping in there as well. Just like and some of the action sequences, like especially there's one in the middle of the movie that's so riveting. Like you hardly even see Javier Bardem's like hitman character, but like it's so like wow. I love this movie. A lot of people were disappointed with the ending. Even I was at first, but when I rewatched it again a few years back, I was just like, wow, I was so in love with it. So in love with this movie. I fell in love with it the second time around because I really enjoyed it the first time, but it was really that second viewing that made me go, wow, this is a masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. Here we go again. Speaking of masterpiece, yet again, we got Under the Skin from 2013. By far and wide Scarlett Johansson's best performance. I quite honestly, without a doubt, think she deserved an Oscar for this. Not even just a nomination. She deserved like all the awards. She should have won an Oscar for this. She should have won a Golden Globe. Whatever the hell else. She should have just won, clean sweep everything. She is fantastic in this movie as this like alien who like is under the skin of this human that you assume she must have like taken the form of or whatnot. Like I won't give too much away about this movie, but you know, go watch it. It's very, very creepy. It gets under your skin in the literal sense and figurative sense as well, I guess. And yeah, it's great stuff. Synecdoche, New York, 2008. This was the directorial debut of Charlie Kaufman. Brilliant screenwriter, obviously, behind Being John Malkovich, adaptation, Eternal Sunshine. I thought this movie was good. I mean, I don't think it's great, but I definitely think it's something something special. I mean, I can at least say that I thought it was better than his most recent movie. And Philip Seymour Hoffman, you cannot go wrong with a performance from Philip Seymour Hoffman, the great, the marvelous actor. I still truly miss the guy. I think he was just fantastic. He's one of those rare actors where every single movie he was ever in, he was fantastic. I even remember him in Twister. You know, Twister. Like he was great in that. He hardly had much to do in it, but he was still entertaining, and he played his role to a T in that. He's always been a phenomenal actor. I'll always miss him. I still can't believe he's gone. And Synecdoche, New York, yeah, it's one of those movies I think I'll have to watch it again someday, because I don't quite fully have it wrapped around in my mind. It's quite a depressing movie, so it's going to take a lot of effort for me to jump in again, but yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, it's great stuff even. It personally not one of my favorite movies, but I definitely understand why a lot of people hold it in such high regard, especially being from this very ambitious screenwriter. All right, we're at the first page now. Finally, what we got? Cache or Cash? Yeah, Cash, but it's spelled C-A-C-H-E with like an apostrophe or whatever over the E at the end there. I actually heard about this movie recently. Somebody compared it like in a video. I forget what the video was called, but it was this video about David Lynch's Lost Highway, and they compared it to this movie. I remember this movie because like, and I haven't seen this movie, but I remember the person talking about Lost Highway compared that movie, and it's like sequences of David Lynch filming outside the character's home, and like the sort of almost it's not quite snuff film footage in the David Lynch Lost Highway movie, but it's like has that grainy sort of VHS effect to it, and apparently this movie had something similar to it, so I'd be curious to see this 2005 film someday. Only Lovers Left Alive from 2013. I have not seen this movie yet. I'd like to, though, because I've heard it's a very great vampire movie from Jim Jarmusch, who I think is a very great director as well. Tilda Swinton. Tom Hiddleston star in this movie. Yeah, I'd like to see this movie at one point. Upstream Color 2013. No, I have not seen that movie. Zodiac from 2007. Absolutely, that's one of David Fincher's best movies for sure. Lost in Translation 2003. Absolutely, magnificent movie. Bill Murray, one of his best performances. Scarlett Johansson, so beautiful in this movie. Such a gorgeous. Oh, she's gorgeous in everything. In all honesty, she's just beautiful. I love ScarJo. She can't do anything wrong, in my opinion. She could say, "Lock up the whole country tomorrow," and I'd probably be like, "I don't care. I still love her. I don't care." Yeah, I think she's great. Yeah. A History of Violence from 2005. This is absolutely a fantastic movie. Perfect movie, even. Personally, I think I prefer Eastern Promises because it has that thrilling scene in the sauna where he's attacked by the hitman, and then it's very intense fight sequence from that movie. Very brutal, Viggo Mortensen's just like rolling around naked, but you don't even care. Like, it doesn't even you're not even worried about the nudity at that point because the scene is so intense. It's like, whoa, like it reminds you of being a prison fight scene where you're locked in the showers with like a bunch of dudes and they're trying to shank you, and it's like, whoa, that scene in particular from Eastern Promises still sticks with me to this day. But yeah, History of Violence is a great movie as well. William Hurt pops up near the end there, and he actually got nominated for Best Supporting Actor. And he's literally only on screen for like 5 minutes or less, and that goes to show you how fantastic William Hurt is in this movie. He's so great. A Field in... there I go. As soon as I see A in a title of a movie, I just go, A Field in England from 2013. No, I have not seen that movie. Fish Tank from 2009. Ugh! Of all the movies I think I've mentioned so far, this one for sure would have been on my list. For sure. I love Fish Tank. I think I've proclaimed my love for this movie in a previous list. Which one was it? I have no idea. You'll have to track it down yourself. But yeah, this is absolutely a fantastic movie. And it's from a director who really let me down with one of her other movies recently, starring Shia LaBeouf, and that movie was called American Honey, but we won't talk too much about American Honey. Maybe I'll save that discussion for why I hate that movie so much on another day. But I think I've talked about it before either way. This is about a 15-year-old girl, Mia, played brilliantly by Katie Jarvis, who in this they have in brackets genius, and yes, her performance is genius. She should have got like a ton of award recognition for this, but of course, no. Instead, they're probably nominating God knows who. Like what's her face? Meryl Streep for the 1700th time, of course, because Meryl Streep needs more awards in her closet that she doesn't care about. And more attention from the media. I need to be in the spotlight. Ah! God, I hate Meryl Streep. Great actress, but I hate her. Alright, so that's the end of this list here. So let's finally... Wow, that must have been a half hour. Let's finally move on to mine, shall we? Let's talk about a few honorable mentions here. And I got my Rotten Tomatoes page here opened up. So let's start at the bottom. This was from 9 years ago. I gave this a 5 out of 5. It's called Letters from Iwo Jima from 2006. Clint Eastwood directed this movie. Absolutely brilliant movie in my opinion. Next one up, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas from... Oh wait, no, that's 1998. That's not from 21st century. Another 21st century movie is The Ghost Rider from 2010. This is a Roman Polanski movie. Obviously, he's not a very nice guy. Tarantino seems to love him, though, in spite of the allegations against him. I mean, he goes on Howard Stern and makes a bunch of excuses for him. I certainly will not do that. I will not stoop that low. I think Quentin Tarantino, as great of a director as he is, I think he's a piece of shit for saying garbage like that, even if it is on a shock jock show like Howard Stern, who's very neutered nowadays, in my opinion. But either way, The Ghost Rider, I mean, what can I say? This is a political movie that I can get behind. This was a masterpiece. Pierce Brosnan, magnificent performance. Ewan McGregor, too, equally fantastic. I love the whole cast in this movie. I just thought this film was so thrilling and oddly gripping. And it's so boring, but in the best way. It's like slow and meandering, but in the best way, where you're absorbed in the drama of it the entire time. At least in my opinion, I was. I just love everything about this movie, The Ghost Rider from 2010. What else we got on here? What else can I mention here? Oh yeah, I wanted to mention A Knight's Tale. That's the Heath Ledger movie from 2001. I forget who directed it, but that's definitely in my honorable mentions. I think that movie's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I'll mention this one too. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I think this is a phenomenally entertaining movie. And of all the recent Star Wars movies, I think this one easily stands out as my favorite. The closest those Disney movies got to being anywhere near it, in my opinion, was either The Force Awakens or Solo, a Star Wars story. Probably more so Solo, because I actually really enjoyed that movie. A lot of people say, oh, I loved Rogue One, but I'm like, Rogue One? That movie is garbage in my opinion. Like, it was okay, like, it has a bunch of cool stuff in it, but I don't care about any of the characters in that movie. I really don't. In fact, I hated them. Like, I did not care about any of those characters. I like the actors, though. Like, I like Donnie Yen, but again, Donnie Yen doesn't have much character in that. And he's not even the lead character. He's just like cool blind guy who uses the Force every now and again. Whatever. What else we got on here? I don't know. No. I'd probably say Crank. Yeah, Crank from 2006 with Jason Statham. That's probably Statham's best movie. I loved Crank and Crank 2, High Voltage. Those were two very extremely entertaining movies. Very over the top, obviously, but extremely entertaining movies in my opinion. Another honorable mention from me is The Ides of March from 2011. I think this is a phenomenal movie with George Clooney, Ryan Gosling. Very political movie, so if you're looking for a great political movie to watch with all the nonsense that's going on with this election, still, I'd highly recommend The Ides of March. And also, recently I was thinking about rewatching Man of the Year with Robin Williams. I forget specifically when that comes out. I don't even have that reviewed on here, actually, now that I think about it. But that came out in like the mid-2000s at some point, and it's about like election meddling in some extent. I was reading a bit of the plot synopsis for it recently, and it's about like this voting system that uses this touchscreen technology, and like Robin Williams ends up getting elected president wrongfully because it was supposed to be the Republican guy or the Democratic one or the other guy, because Robin Williams' character, who's like this political pundit, sort of in the sense of like Bill Maher or Jon Stewart, he gets elected, but then like we find out throughout the film through the Laura Linney character, I believe is the actress's name, we find out through her that it's not Robin Williams, unfortunately, even though you'd love it to be. And I think that's sort of the dilemma. So yeah, I'd love to rewatch that film now that I think about it, especially with all the nonsense that's going on. But moving on, though, quickly, Up in the Air is another great one with Clooney. Thank You for Smoking, fantastic movie. Aaron Eckhart's so great in that. Michael Clayton, that's another great movie with George Clooney. The Departed, absolutely fantastic movie. The Departed, Martin Scorsese's great movie. Man on Fire, Denzel Washington, fantastic movie. One of my favorites from him for sure. I absolutely love Man on Fire. Well, what else we got here? Gosh, I'm looking at this list and it's just like, oh, it goes on and on and on. I got so many movies reviewed on here. Elf from 2003 with Will Ferrell. I almost wanted to include that on the list here, on my official list, which I haven't even gotten to yet, darn it. But I do find Will Ferrell, he's annoying. I mean, he's not that annoying in this movie because he's sort of like playing a man-child. And he's got like this innocence about him. Like this is probably Will Ferrell's best performance, other than maybe Stranger Than Fiction, which was his like big dramatic movie, and that movie was really great too. I'd say actually that's one of my favorites from him as well. But Elf, there's something about it, and this is directed by Jon Favreau. There's something about it that it's just so relentlessly charming, and you can't help but smile every time you watch it. And there was even a football team I was hearing about from Favreau, I think on the commentary for this movie, where he mentioned that a certain football team basically used Elf as an inspiration, basically cited Elf as an inspiration, and they basically won the Super Bowl, I guess, because at the end of Elf, they're like... they're singing loud for all to hear. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. And apparently this football team, the coach, basically had his players do this sort of thing. And it won him a Super Bowl. So yeah, Elf is definitely a fantastic movie. And of course, Stranger Than Fiction, I have right above it with 5 out of 5. I'd say Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy is a great one as well with Will Ferrell. I just got Will Ferrell movies like in a row here. Yeah, Anchorman's in my opinion, it's kind of like lowered on the scale for me. Like especially with that terrible sequel, I absolutely hated Anchorman 2. I think that's one of the worst sequels of all time. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. 1408 is actually, in my opinion, a very underrated Stephen King movie with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. I thought that movie, 2007 movie, I thought that movie was really, really good. And it still stays in my mind, especially for John Cusack's performance. There's this like scene where he's looking in the fridge, and just thinking about some of the scenes makes me want to watch it again. This is a crazy honorable mention, but I'm going to say it anyways. I think Fast 5 is perfect for the type of movie that it is. It's easily, without a shadow of a doubt, the best Fast and Furious movie ever. I think anybody would agree. I think the others definitely pale in comparison to Fast 5. This is just so... ridiculously fun. I mean, I remember seeing this in the theater in 2011, and everybody was like, I didn't even care about the last few, like Tokyo Drift and like the fourth one. I think that was just called like Fast and Furious. I thought those were okay, but Fast 5 was so... I was so stunned at how like wowed I was. I think part of that has to do with the amazing effects on display, like the fact that they try to not do as much CGI is very commendable. Alright, well, what else can I mention here? Sin City, I love Sin City, I love Watchmen, I love Equilibrium, Minority Report's great as well. What else here? Just quickly plowing through this, but going slow enough to where... Okay, so I guess the 2000s count to Taste of Cinema. I just closed up their darn link, so I'm not sure. But I think their site was called Taste of Cinema, so if you want to check out that list, go and do so, because I'll be too lazy to post it below, but what can you do with a lazy guy like me? Unbreakable from 2000. This is a Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson movie. I think this is easily, without a shadow of doubt, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong's best movie for sure, bar none. I think Sixth Sense is extremely overrated. I'm so sick and tired of hearing people say that that is his best movie. I think that is wrong. Unbreakable is his best movie in my opinion. It doesn't rely on the silly twist that if you have spoiled for you, it basically ruins the movie, you know, because once you know the twist of Sixth Sense, it's kind of like, okay, whatever, I'm done with that, moving on with my life. But Unbreakable, like, everything about it, I think it's such a perfect movie. In my opinion, it's a perfect movie. It's the best non-comic superhero movie I've ever seen by far. I would love to see... I wish comic book movies would start to do stuff like this. Stop worrying about the big giant set pieces where they have to fight and kill the bad guy at the end of the movie. In this, like, you get one action sequence and it's literally just Bruce Willis choking this guy in orange. You know, and that's your big action sequence in the movie. And it's fantastic. I love Unbreakable so much. I will never stop loving that movie. Never. And speaking of Bruce Willis too, like I think Hostage from 2005 is an incredibly underrated movie. If this was named Die Hard 3 or Die Hard 4, I think it would have been one of the best Die Hard movies, for sure. Extremely underrated movie. I can't believe more people don't talk about it. It's extremely violent. What's his name? Ben Foster's in this, and he's very great as like this sort of villain. Like, he's very creepy in the movie, especially by the end. You're just like, whoa, what's this guy gonna do? He's just off the charts crazy. So quickly moving on here. Quickly, yeah. I need to put air quotes around everything I say and do from now on. Warrior from 2011. 2011 is probably my favorite year in cinema. So many fantastic movies. Warrior being one of my favorites. I really wanted to put it on this list here, but I was like, you know, let's focus a bit more, because even though I think it's the best sports movie ever made, at least of the ones that I've seen, it's not perfect, because the one problem I could say with the movie, even though it doesn't lower it on my scale in any way, but for other people it might, the cinematography and the video quality is not that good in this film. It's very rough looking, it's very shaky. So yeah, that's the that's the weird reason why I didn't want to include it on my list of 10 movies. So moving on now, Hellboy from 2004. I absolutely love this movie. I think it might be my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie, as crazy as I might sound for saying that. I honestly think that's the case. Social Network from David Fincher is probably, quite possibly, my favorite David Fincher movie ever. I think Social Network is just fantastic. The Prestige from 2006, Christopher Nolan movie. This movie's fantastic as well. Yeah, another quite possibly my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. I think that movie's magnificent. So what else we got here? I mentioned A Knight's Tale earlier. Mixing up my words now, because I'm just dragging this out. 25th Hour. I believe this was a Spike Lee movie with Edward Norton, but 25th Hour, absolutely perfect movie in my opinion. I thought this movie was fantastic. Highly recommended. I'd love to talk more about it, but I've already wasted so much bloody time in just these honorable mentions, so let's quickly just plow through these again. Shrek 2 from 2004. Shrek 2 I think is a perfect sequel. Perfect animated movie. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I thought it was better than the first one, Shrek 2. brilliant use of music. The animations still holds up. Like, what is it? 16 years later, almost 17 now. Just a magnificent movie in my opinion. Million Dollar Baby, another Clint Eastwood movie, fantastic. Mystic River as well, fantastic movie. Sean Penn's so great in that, along with Tim Robbins and Kevin Bacon. Unleashed from 2005 with Jet Li, probably my favorite Jet Li movie. However, I'd have to rewatch Hero again from 2002, which is another potentially perfect movie. I think that movie is gorgeous. I love Hero for its cinematography and the fight sequences, and it's one of those movies that even just mentioning that movie makes me want to watch it again, actually. Like, there's so many movies I just want to rewatch again, but part of me goes like, no, John, like, there's so many movies out there that you haven't seen yet that you have to watch instead. I'm just like, I can't help it. I can't help it. I love movies that I've already seen before. Punch Drunk Love from 2002, absolutely, quite possibly Adam Sandler's best performance, if not for Uncut Gems recently, which is a masterpiece as well. Ratatouille, yes, Ratatouille, I'm happy I saw this, yes, absolutely, Ratatouille, my favorite Pixar movie, for sure. I love Ratatouille. If you haven't seen it, somehow, some way, watch Ratatouille. It'd make you fall in love with cooking. You know, and that's the best thing to teach kids, you know, teach kids to fall in love with food, you know, making good food rather than just microwavable junk. You know, the Ratatouille literally made me want to make food, you know, like I'll never forget the reaction I had after the movie. Like, I was just like, man, like, just whenever, because even when you make your own sandwich, you know, there's something satisfying about it. You know, even though it doesn't take you too long to make a bloody sandwich, there's something satisfying about, you know, sitting there, you know, spreading the butter or whatnot, getting the condiments on there, putting the meat or vegetables or whatever on there, and there's something just so satisfying about building something. It's like painting a picture. It's just like it's brilliant. I go watch Ratatouille, damn it. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, absolutely. I blown away by this movie. Is that, yeah, that's another 2011 movie. Wow, yeah, 2011, literally one of my favorite years. In regards to movies, Good Night and Good Luck, I think George Clooney directed this movie. Absolutely fantastic movie, and I'm just like, literally, I should just mention movies instead of saying, oh, absolutely fantastic, because obviously you know they're absolutely fantastic by me mentioning them. I love Treasure Planet. That movie was great. The Lookout with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Actually, yeah, that's funny because Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in Treasure Planet as well. From what I remember, I think he's the main character in that. But The Lookout is very underrated. I actually like The Lookout better than Looper, because Looper had Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Jeff Daniels co-starring, and similar case for this, it's JGL and JD. So yeah, they're both great on screen together. National Treasure. Yep, I love National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. Some people would call me crazy for even mentioning that as a perfect movie, but I think it's perfectly entertaining. Leaves of Grass from 2009 with Edward Norton. If I remember, I think this was directed by Edward Norton, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong about that. Another great movie. Universal Soldier, Day of Reckoning is one of my favorite action movies ever. And you know what? Now that I've gone on for so long with these honorable mentions here, let's just move on. In Bruges. Gosh, I forgot that. Oh, darn. See, I'm happy I'm doing these honorable mentions, even though it's taking up so much time. I'm watching the battery on my camera go down. That's okay, though. If it does go down too low, I'll plug it back in and we'll awkwardly do this video from another angle with me sitting on my knees on the bloody floor because I talk too much. But In Bruges, yeah, darn, I wish I whatever. In Bruges, though, fantastic movie with Colin Farrell, and yeah, God, yeah, darn, it almost makes me want to redo my list here. Makes me want to cut off this video, but whatever. We're already too deep now. Life of Pi, 2012, brilliant movie. Also, Hunger by Steve McQueen. That's another one I wanted to name, as well as Shame. Shame was another movie that damn near made it on the list here, with Michael Fassbender giving one of the best performances ever, in my opinion. Limitless with Bradley Cooper. I absolutely 100% love that movie. Very inspiring movie, in my opinion. Great action, great premise as well. I just love Limitless. I think it's a brilliant movie. Along with Place Beyond the Pines with Ryan Gosling, and Eva Mendes, I think, is in that as well. Really great stuff. Of the Harry Potter movies, if I had to name just one that stands out to me as a perfect movie, I'd say Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. It's literally one of those rare movies that I can play it again and again in my mind. Especially the last sequence involving Voldemort. I think it's just a perfect movie. Sideways from 2004 with Paul Giamatti and Thomas Hayden Church. I think that's a perfect movie as well. Inglourious Bastards, I think that movie's great too. And so yeah, let's kind of... I want to leave it there, but at the same time, I don't really want to. Joyride from 2001, featuring... what's his name? I know Paul Walker, obviously, but I'm trying to think of the other guy's name who plays his brother in the movie. I really love Joyride. Whatever. we're moving on. We gotta be quick. I am gonna probably plug this camera in so it doesn't run out, because I've taken so much bloody time, just wasted it. 42 from 2013. Again, rest in peace, or rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Fantastic actor, fantastic performance in this movie, along with Harrison Ford. Magnificent movie. 42 is one of my favorite biopics of all time. Hot Fuzz as well. Before I forget, Hot Fuzz is another movie I wanted to mention. 12 Years a Slave. Let's see. Captain Phillips. Yep. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I don't think it's perfect though, so maybe I shouldn't say it's perfect, but it's one of my favorite movies, along with Seven Psychopaths. I think Seven Psychopaths is a underrated gem. 127 Hours. Yep, absolutely. 13 Assassins. Man on Wire. Project Nim. Out of the Furnace is a very underrated movie with Christian Bale. Now I'm getting to see stuff on here that I actually have on the list, so I gotta be a bit careful. Phone Booth. Last King of Scotland. What else? Yeah, we finally reached the halfway point on the honorable mentions. Jeez Louise. I am such a moron. Collateral. Gosh, I'm such a dummy. Super from 2011. What am I doing? Just naming off movies. I feel like this is probably the most boring thing to watch. Just like go to sleep like... Little Children from 2006. Yeah, absolutely. I love this movie. It's very dark though. It's very depressing, but it has one of the best performances ever, in my opinion, in regards to Jackie Earle Haley, who plays this pedophile in the movie, and his character is just so... I don't want to describe it too much. I'd just say go watch the movie. If you're up for it. I mean, I can totally understand if you don't want to be up to watching it, but it's a perfect movie that will definitely stick with you by the end. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Apocalyptico. Apocalypto? Is that how you pronounce it? Apocalypto from 2006 is a Mel Gibson directed movie. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I hated The Passion of the Christ from 2004. I think that's a terrible movie. Like, even though it's very artfully done, I was so depressed after seeing that movie. Like, it left me just feeling hopeless and like just, I hated Passion of the Christ so much. And, but somehow, some way, Apocalypto, I mean, it's just as violent and as dark as Passion of the Christ was, but by God, there's something about it that I just, it's the polar opposite of Passion to me. I loved Apocalypto, but I hated Passion of the Christ. I hated Passion so much. So why the hell am I even talking about it? Gosh, you're such a dummy, John. And my neck is starting to kill me from just sitting here talking about movies, going through these honorable mentions. I knew I should have just wrote down these honorable mentions. I'm such a dork. I'm such a dummy. Jeez Louise, man. I need to rethink what I do, Audrey. I wish you could see her here. Look at this beautiful cat. Look at this beautiful cat. Oh, dear. Yeah, look at that beautiful cat. My God. What an amazing creature. Alright, so, Enemy. Oh yeah, I already think I mentioned that. The Proposition with Guy Pearce. That's a great Western movie, actually. I'll have to watch that again sometime, because I actually forgot about The Proposition. Oh, God. Man, my neck is killing me. I love how this list of 10 movies, and this honorable mentions, like this honorable mentions list will go on for longer than I'll mention the movies that I got listed. Jeez. Or actually, what I think I'll do, I think I'll just release this rambling video, this nonsense, as just like, say it's 10 movies. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep going with these honorable mentions until the battery runs out, or until like I get to the end of these mentions, because I'm literally halfway through now. So I'll do a separate video tomorrow or the next day or something and talk about some more movies with you guys. Literally 10 movies. Just 10 movies, and that's it. I won't talk about 100 or 1,000 movies, however many movies I've talked about now on this damn video that just goes on endlessly. But this is fun, you know, like, and again, I'll say it just like I did before. I pity the poor soul that's gotten up to this point. If anybody has, I mean, I don't know how people can stand the whole duration of looking at my my orange face. And people call Donald Trump orange. I mean, I'm looking at my face on this camera here. I look like I'm turning orange, for Pete's sake. But then again, maybe it's the the decision to wear orange on camera. Brilliant, John. Brilliant, John. You know what, as since I'm such a monster for keeping you guys here for so long, I'm gonna be a monster to my cat and force her to be in this video for a bit. Say hi, Audrey, and scratch my face while you're at it. If you scratch me in the eyeball, I'm gonna be very upset. What do you think about all these movies that I mentioned, Audrey? Do you like these movies? What's your favorite movie, Audrey? Does it have cats in the title? Did you like cats? No? Yeah? How about cats and dogs? She's so aggressive. It's like, what? You don't like Staying With Me by Force, Audrey? You don't like Staying With Me by Force, and you're wiping off my stink by cleaning off your tail? Who do you think you are, my beautiful cat or something, huh? Who do you think you are, huh? How dare you not answer me? How dare you be a cat and not speak English? You can't pay rent around here and just meows, girl. You gotta start paying your dues, okay? I'm getting sick and tired of you pretending you can just leap around and scratch me on the face. She's so ridiculous, you know? She treats me like an animal, and I'm just so fed up with it. I'm fed up. Fed up. Yeah, you turn away. I love that cat. Oh, I love you, Audrey. I know, you want to stick your daggers in my eyeballs. I understand. I totally deserve it, too. Another honorable mention, since we're still making this video. What are we at? Hour 2, hour 3 now of these just endless honorable mentions? Jeez Louise, man. And I'm trying not to swear either. I think I maybe said the S word once. I'm trying to cut back on the profanity as much as I can when making these videos. But next movie I'll mention is called The Station Agent with Peter Dinklage. I absolutely love that movie. I love that movie. Blow from 2001 with Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz. Yeah, I really love that movie as well. Oh, heard my ears start to ring there for a second. Oh my God, I'm reaching the end of my life. Oh my God, I think it's from sitting here and just talking endlessly. Just like slowly losing my life over it. Just going, oh, I'm talking about movies. Oh, don't talk about movies endlessly, you guys. Like, and if you do, be sure to live stream yourself. Like this. If I ever find out how the hell to live stream videos, maybe I should do that. That way you guys can send me money while I'm making a mockery of myself on video. I'll just be like, send me money, send me $100, and then you get to know the next movie on my honorable mentions list that I think is perfect. Yeah, so just send me money. Speaking of perfect though, and speaking of sending me money, I'm not gonna continue this list. No, not until you send me $100. Yeah. Once again, to you watching this video, I mean, you know, what do you think? This is for free just because it's on YouTube and it's for free? You think you can get away with watching this for free? No, you can't. I demand every person that's reached this point in the video, they are obligated. You are now obligated to send me money. That's I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You're obligated to send me money. That's the bottom line. I work my butt off producing these videos that I'm too lazy to edit, too lazy to even put on a dress shirt and tie, to clean shave myself, look nice, prim and proper to you guys. I'm too lazy to do any of it. But I expect your money, especially since you reached this point in the video. I've been rambling on incoherently for 27 hours now, and by God, since you've stuck it out this long with me, I demand you send me them dead presidents right now. Right meow. Now. Now. I demand money, or else this list does not continue. Oh, would you look at that? My bank account just said I got $1,000. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for sending me money. I really appreciate it. You know, I absolutely love talking to the camera as if I'm talking to every sort of billion, God knows, trillion, shabba-da-da-doo, I would say million people watching this video. Like, I love how I'm just connecting with you, whoever decides to watch this video at this point, to which is probably nobody. I'm probably just talking to myself like a madman at this point. Mad, I tell you. I swear if a psychiatrist or something, psychologist even, was watching me just talk to the camera like this, they'd probably go, oh my God, this kid has so many problems. We need to put him in an insane asylum. Where does he live? In Canada? We gotta go find him now. We gotta put him behind bars now. We gotta get him in a straitjacket. We can't let this man watch any more movies. He's frying his brain like an egg. Even worse. Yeah, so since I got that $1,000 donation, thanks, Anonymous. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're the savior of this. You're the only reason why I can progress and keep doing this video. If it wasn't for your $1,000 donation, I don't know where I'd be in life right now. In all honesty, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what I'd do. What would I do? Work at Wendy's? Work at McDonald's? Making Donald Trump's next Big Mac cheese and extra large French fry with extra amount of salt on there? Yes, Mr. President, you got it. Next movie, Snowpiercer from 2013. I forget who directed this, but it's got Chris Evans in it. It's got Captain America in it. Ain't that something? Don't you love it when there's an awkward silence and it's just me sitting here looking like... Blood and Bone with Michael Jai White is a great direct-to-video movie, so I'd highly recommend that. JCVD as well with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I really love that movie too. And again, these are perfect movies. But again, like, and I love how I'm explaining it now, like an hour or two into this, but there's no such thing as a perfect movie. So when I'm saying these are perfect, they may not be perfect in the typical sense, but they're perfect to me. They're movies that I can rewatch again any day, and the camera's now down to one battery tick left, so... I'm looking at a bunch of Bond movies here, so I'd say Casino Royale is one. Yeah, that's probably the only Bond movie in this 21st century that I really love. Rango as well is a great animated movie with Johnny Depp voice acting in that. Very great stuff. There's Knight's Tale, which I mentioned earlier. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of Black Pearl. So one of my favorites as well. Are you entertained by this? I mean, I sure ain't. My neck is killing me. My brain is mush. But we're almost over, though. Thank God. Look at me. I'm like out of focus on the camera here. I should just like, sit on the very edge of it like that. Oh, my eyes closed. Oh, is this so entertaining to you guys? Is my tone of voice so entertaining to you guys? I'm going to speak in this tone from here on out. Nice and quiet. And weird. I sound like a weirdo. A very weirdo. American Psycho. Yeah, from 2000. Apparently you can count movies from 2000. Again, like... my whole list would change, but I'm not going to change it now. But, you know, if you count movies from the year 2000 being from the 21st century, then American Psycho for sure. It's one of the best in my opinion, along with Sexy Beast, which I mentioned earlier. But American Psycho is probably one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time, actually, is American Psycho. I think that movie's just amazing. I also like Goon with Sean William Scott. I think that movie's great too. Can you tell I'm just so happy that I'm making a video like this where I just like talk about movie titles in my monotone voice? I'm so happy to be doing this right now. Kill me! Kill me! Kill me! Stop me from talking about movies endlessly! Kill me! Ah! Nicolas Cage ain't got shit on me! Ah! Ah! Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! 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 A Serious Man. How about that from 2009? Another Coen Brothers movie. That's great. Aquila and the Bee from 2006 with Lawrence Fishburne. I love that movie. Midnight in Paris. I love that movie as well with Owen Wilson, directed by and probably written by Woody Allen. Even though he's a damn weirdo. Frost Nixon from 2008 with Frank Langella and what's his name? Michael Sheen. Michael Sheen. Great movie. Another political movie. Great stuff. Go watch political movies. Be depressed. Notes on a Scandal with Dame Judi Dench. Fantastic movie. Perfect movie. The Spectacular Now with Miles Teller. Go watch that movie. Beasts of the Southern Wild from 2012. Go watch that movie. I love how my cat doesn't even look at me when now you look at me when I'm not acting crazy, but when I do, you don't bother? God, I'm all red in the face for you. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about me. All she wants is her cat food and her water and her chicken treats. That's it. Oh, cats. Am I right? Speaking of Cats, Cats the movie. What a perfect movie, Cats, eh? That movie was just that's what I call art. That's art. That's real art. A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints with my boy Robert Downey Jr. Yes, absolutely perfect movie. The Whackness with Josh Peck and Ben Kingsley. Yes, perfect movie. Hard Candy with Ellen Page. I hate Ellen Page as a person, but as an actress, she's great. I love her in Hard Candy, along with Patrick Wilson. Fantastic movie. Yay, we're 3 in a row here. What are we at? Movie 1000 now? What We Do in the Shadows from 2014. Finally a comedy. Great movie. Great parody of like a vampire genre in general. Foxcatcher with Steve Carell. Channing Tatum's best performance for sure. Mark Ruffalo, the putz is in this movie. I mean, the Hulk. Sorry, not the putz. What am I saying? So what am I going to do? Am I going to wait till this camera just runs out? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm stuck indoors just like all of you guys in Australia watching this video because I know I got a big market in Australia. Oh my God. Tangerine from 2015. Did I write this movie down? No, I didn't. Blue Ruin from 2013. This damn near made it on my list. This probably would be like number 11. on my list, or number 12, something like that. But I think Blue Ruin from 2013 is a literally perfect movie. I say that without any sort of sarcasm. I love Blue Ruin. If you haven't seen Blue Ruin from 2013, go watch it. Do it now. Do it now! Put that cookie down! No! And go watch Blue Ruin. Where else? Wow, what a great hairline I got, eh? Anyhow, while I'm having my mental breakdown here, let's talk about more movies, shall we? The Babadook from 2014. I love it. Oh. About the Triplets of Belleville from 2003. Great animated movie. Paprika from 2006. Great animated movie. Monster House from 2006. Great CGI animated movie. Oh, oh. You're still here? Oh my god. What, you want more movies? How about Dewey Cox, Walk Hard story? Go watch that movie. World's Greatest Dad. Hey, now we're finally reaching movies that I've talked about recently on recent lists. Yay! Overlapping! Yay! Yay! Skinny wrists that can break like twigs. Yay! Yay! Manson Family Vacation from 2015. Great movie. Go watch it. Milk with Sean Penn. Yes, go watch that movie. Get back here, Audrey. I demand you get over here now. Rate me out. I'm deadly serious. Now. Beginners from 2010. Yes, great movie. Great movie. Waiting for Godot from 2001. Got him. Great movie. Great movie. Did you ever take a dump that made you feel like you just slept for 12 hours? The Founder from 2016. Yes, great movie. Michael Keaton's great. The Grand Budapest Hotel, 2014. The Life Aquatic with Steve, I can't pronounce the last name. No, from 2012. Selma from 2014. Martin Luther King, baby. Rock on. Rest in peace, my man. Smiling down on us now. Martin Luther King, baby. Martin Luther King. One of the great heroes. Krisha from 2015. Great movie. In the Loop from 2009. Great movie. Oh, what more do you want from me? Damn it. What more do you want from me? Yeet. Brigsby Bear from 2017. One of my favorite movies from 2017. Blade Runner 2049, also from 2017. Killing of a Sacred Deer from 2017. American Animals from 2018. The Death of Stalin from 2017. Great movie. Real great. First Reformed from 2017. Great movie. Annihilation from 2018. Great movie. Won't You Be My Neighbor? Great movie from 2018. Sorry to Bother You. 2018. Great movie. The Night Comes For Us from 2018. Great movie as well. All Square 2018. Great movie. Lucky from 2017. Great movie. American, the Bill Hicks story. Rock on, Bill Hicks. You're an American hero. Great movie. Great documentary. American, Bill Hicks story. 2010. Momentum Generation. Momentum Generation. Rock on. Another great documentary movie from 2018. Rock and roll. Momentum Generation. Makes me want to go surfing, but I'm too damn lazy. Blind Spotting from 2018. Great movie. Mission Impossible Fallout 2018. Great movie. Burning from 2018. Great movie. Stan and Ollie from 2018. Great movie. Hereditary 2018. Great movie. House That Jack Built 2018. Great movie. Paddington 2. Yes. One of the best sequels of all time. 2017. Go watch Paddington 2 with your kids. Do it now. Paddington 2. 5 out of 5. 8+. Perfect movie. Go watch it. The Last Tree from 2019. You fuckers haven't watched my solo movie review on it, so I'll tell you now. Go watch The Last Tree. Damn it. Or else. Sex Drive. Perfect movie. Blood and Concrete. A love story. Perfect movie. Ow. Audrey, you're scratching my hand. Perfect movie. Pride from 2014. Great movie. Find Me Guilty. Vin Diesel. Yes. 2006. With Peter Dinklage. Go watch that movie. Great movie. Again, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Perfect movie. Perfect popcorn entertainment movie. Absolutely brilliant. Go watch it. And don't support Disney's bullshit if they don't bring back Johnny Depp. Boycott Disney. Boycott Warner Brothers. They want to keep hiring slobs like Amber Heard. I'll keep watching their old movies instead, thank you very much. Those new shitbox movies they're releasing now can go die. But that's just what I'm saying, you know? Enough said with James Gandolfini and Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Great movie. Twilight Samurai 2002. Great movie. Lars and the Real Girl from 2007. Great movie. You can't see what I'm doing below the camera here, can you? I hope not. But trust me, I'm not pulling a Jeffrey Toobin on you. Oh, wow. Okay, we finally made it to the end of that. I swear I'm not pulling a Toobin on you here. I swear to God. What else do you want from me? Leave me alone. Bye.